Apologies, stream. How is everyone doing today? Welcome to Go Mode Podcast. I am going to be joined here in just a moment. Just bear with me. I am kind of multitasking here as the Restreamer and a commentator. My name is Cinaeth. I am joined here by MM2 NES Cartridge as our tracker and Professor Renderer as my fellow commentator. Professor, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. I can't wait to watch this Overworld Glitches match. I want to at least ask you this question. In case you're wondering, what is Overworld Glitches?
So, Overworld Glitches is a game mode where we go over mountains a whole lot. We're going to be switching over to the race scene so that our runners can get going fairly quickly here. So we're going to be seeing both runners. I'm going to pause the intro music so that we can actually get the in-game music on Dawn's screen. Chat, let me know if the audio needs to be adjusted in any way. But yeah, so the Overworld Glitches is basically you're going through and you're just trying to figure out how to get places going around the map. We're going to be clipping into mountains. We're going to be using the boots a whole heck of a lot. Alright, so everything should be good to go. We're just waiting for the countdown on our runners. My microphone is only coming out of the right audio channel. That's interesting. I'm just looking at that right now on the fly while we get our runners ready. Just kind of testing my microphone on the actual microphone itself. I see both channels lighting up. I see both channels on OBS. So I'm not sure what's causing that. Our runners are off and they're doing the link house check, getting some rupees here.
Looks like they're going to be doing the opener with Sahasrara, checking the Lake Hylia Island because of that. And oh, that is going to be absolutely required. So tell me, what are these two are going to be doing right now?
So they're going to be doing a Lake Hylia check here. They're going to click into the edge here, quickly hop onto the mountain, and then they automatically hop onto the transition of the screen. And by doing this and walking to a certain point in the screen, they will auto-walk down onto Hylia Island.
Very handy in case there is something required on Lake Hylia Island, which in this case it is a power glove.
Yep, and we got a quick save and quit for both players, going up to Sanctuary for Dawn. I'm just doing some last-minute edits to the overlay here.
I'll fill in the missing details for you. We did find bombos in the back of a skate, along with a mushroom in the bonk box.
So we do need at least one of the medallions for Misery Mire. There is no way to get into Misery Mire using the glitches that are allowed in this race. So bombos may come in handy later once we know what is actually on Misery Mire. And it looks like Dawn is doing escape, if I'm not incorrect.
Yeah, we did pick up a key, so that means we are going to head to the back, head over to Dark Cross.
All right, and then we also have Zach going over to the Lost Woods to check the Thieves' Hut, and that's an interesting way of getting up to the item where the mushroom normally is.
Okay, so Zakat, I think it's how you say his name, is going to head over to, I believe, Kakariko Village just to get all the items there. From what I've heard, that Kakariko isn't really that like stacky when it comes to Overworld Glitches.
You really want to come here late as you can. The reason being is you really want to find a fire source before you come down to Kak Village. Because you can clip from Kak Village right into Desert, and if you have a fire source, then you can finish out Desert.
We did find a King of Burno, though. It was in the Blind's hut.
Yeah, Burner's going to come in really handy for a blind fight later to make blind super easy. We're going to try this. I'm going to put my microphone directly in front of me to hopefully balance out the audio, because it was off to the side, so that may be what was causing that.
Okay, we didn't find really anything out of the Kakariko well.
Yeah, like I said, Kakariko is not somewhere you want to go, because sometimes it can be a complete bust, and then if you don't have fire source, you kind of have to backtrack a little bit. But it depends.
Of course, we did also get a fire source. We did also get a fire source. I think that was that lamp from the well. I may have missed it. Oh, both
and
fire
a fire
sources.
rod. Yep. So we have both fire sources at some point.
So in this case, I would definitely go desert.
Yeah, definitely. They lucked out getting the fire sources right here. And yeah, the lamp was definitely in the well. And we got the bug net on the library. Not a whole heck of a lot.
Not at all. It's if you want safeties, then that's cool. But we're not going to pick that up.
Right. Unless you really want to bug net kill Aga 1. But that's slow. Oh, and Dawn just tried to attempt a swag clip where you can throw the chicken through this wall. It does absolutely nothing, doesn't get you anything, doesn't make the game any faster. It's just total swag to be able to clip the chicken through the wall.
Okay, so it looks like Zakat is going to do that boots clip into desert.
Yep. So they gotta be doing an up teleport here. So you'll see them hop up onto the Legendary race game and then jump down again, and now they're in the desert. It's as if that wall doesn't exist.
To upwards and downwards teleports, what exactly are you referring to when it comes to those?
So, when I'm talking about upwards and downwards teleports, what you're looking at really is the shadow of whatever sprite you're using. Normally you're playing as Link, but both of our players are using custom sprites. But you're looking at the shadow. Basically, it's a 1 pixel difference between the two. And I believe your shadow needs to be 1 pixel out from the wall to teleport up, and then even with the wall to teleport down.
So in a way, you could consider it as odd positions puts you at at an upwards or an even positions put you at downwards teleports.
I would definitely have to look at the practice hack to see if that's actually correct. I don't know if it's the other way around. But you're basically on point. Is it's a difference of 1 pixel, and then what you want to do is you're going to hold a direction, basically down and towards the wall that you're clipping into, and then as you're holding that with your sword out, you're basically just doing a buffer at the same time. So for someone who might be brand new to doing these kinds of clips, it's probably a lot easier to push start, get your item menu up, push down and towards the wall, whether that's left or right, and then press start again, and then you'll see your character move into the wall and jump up. It's easier. It's also really easy to buffer with sword because you have a longer time frame. When your sword is spinning, Link doesn't move, so you actually have a longer time frame to kind of set up that diagonal.
So it looks like from the start of the dungeon, we do have an item on Lamolus.
Yep, and as Orange is pointing out, we have Magic Pack. So finishing this dungeon actually is very possible, especially with the items that they have. It looks like Zach actually opted to go up to K45 first. I wonder if they're planning on going back to Desert. I mean, Desert's a green pendant, so item on the boss plus the green pendant turn-in, that's totally worth it if you ask me.
It's an interesting call that I think it's nice. You saw from Zakat, they actually did a clip over to a different clip than normal Boots clip. From what I'm hearing, it's relating to some sort of speed spin clip.
Yeah, so just to kind of introduce anyone who doesn't know what spin speed is, basically what you're doing is you're using the spin of your sword to buffer Link's movement, and you're pushing dash on the frame right after that. It's not that hard, actually, when you get in practice, even though you're doing it's a 1-frame trick. And the reason it's not that hard is because you're literally flicking your thumb from the sword spin over to the dash. If you do it just right, you'll notice that Link can no longer swing his sword, but can move into walls, or I shouldn't say into walls, but into diagonals pretty easily.
And spin speed can also be applied, from what I've also read, spin speed can also be applied to different things. It's not just Overworld Glitches. I know one of the things I've learned through No Glitches was you can actually use the spin speed to extend the hammer's upward hitbox for bosses like Bopula or Helmus Arcane and all that. And get a Quake Medallion. That would be the first dungeon clear for Dawnvenure. Getting the green pendant from the Desert Palace.
And that pendant, like I said, could come in really handy. Now, Dawnvenure has a 2/3 chance of having the correct medallion into Mire, which means now if they see a third medallion, they may opt on skipping it because the chances of them having the right medallion now is actually really good. So that green pendant turn-in could turn in even more useful. We'll have to see how that plays out later. And now I'm kind of wondering, I kind of want to watch Zach's screen and just double check that they got the right pendant. I do trust MM2 in getting the right pendant, but Orange saying, what if the Quake is required? And I think Orange meant Bombos, but I'm just going to double check on the next pause screen here.
So it looks like Zakat is looking to do a Death Mountain Ascent. By doing applying the spin speed clips from earlier, we can get up to Death Mountain a lot quicker without needing for gloves.
Oh yeah, so Death Mountain has a ton of different ways to get onto it. There, in general, category is called Death Mountain Ascent. There are little sub tricks. So there's Squirreless Death Mountain Ascent. There's Classic Death Mountain Ascent. There's New Death Mountain Ascent. There's at least 5 ways up the mountain. So you're going to be seeing both of these players basically take advantage of a screen clip where it looks like they're just kind of hopping down a mountain in the middle of nowhere. The screen is actually wrapped up to where the bumper ledge is, and that's what you're hopping down. Is you've kind of clipped yourself up to that ledge in the middle of the ledge, and you're kind of hopping back down to get to the old man entrance.
And suddenly we are also in Tower of Hera due to another spin speed trick as well.
Yeah, so this is clipping, again, you're doing a map wrap up to where Hera actually is in a certain position. It's, again, using spin speed, taking advantage of that spin speed to clip off the edge of the mountain. We're going to be seeing Dawn do it right now. And actually, Dawn looks like they're doing... Oh, that's a different way of doing Hera that I'm used to.
Yeah, I've never seen this. I know most people use the... Most of the runners that we've seen in this mentor tournament, they opt to go for the left side of that formation.
Instead of on the right.
Yeah, because that right side is often used for things like that isn't just those things not relating to the Hera clip. So that is more specifically the Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb checks.
So right now, both of our runners are hoping not to find the small key, because that means that there could be something in the basement. No one wants to go down to Hera basement if they can help it.
Yeah, they do have their fire sources, so in case they want to get to clear everything out, if we go to the Hera basement, they can do that.
Yeah, Hera basement is just a long cutscene, unfortunately, so it just wastes a lot of time. Oh, and Zach gets knocked off by the Troll Dorm. We're going to have to go up for another fight. Now, if you're not used to the no major glitches version of this game, you get knocked off, and Moldorm's life resets back to 0. He's back at full life.
Yeah, it's something you don't want to see, especially considering too that this boss in particular, and when we're doing OWG, we have to use a fire sword, or if we're not, at least in this game, if we're playing assured. But otherwise, you would need to get a sword or something to clear it out.
Yeah, so right now our players are starting with Assured Sword, meaning that they have a Fire Sword to start out, and the other 3 sword upgrades are somewhere in the world. Once we get up to brackets, that's no longer going to be the case. We're going to only have boots, and all 4 swords will be somewhere in the world.
So we're now in the enraged phase for Dawnvenure, and simultaneous Moldorm kills on both ends.
Yeah, that's like frame for frame Moldorm kills. So the little bit of a lead that Zach had over Dawn by Dawn going and killing Lammolis has been erased, and now we're frame for frame on both players getting their first crystal.
Yeah, both players have drawn first blood, like basically frame for frame drawn first blood.
Although, is it first blood? Oh, hammer on the ledge. That's a nice item. I was going to ask, is it first blood when you get the first crystal, or is it first blood when you kill your first boss?
First blood when you get the first crystal. That's how I usually judge it. Or if you're playing AD, then it's first dungeon kill. Dungeon clear.
Yeah, because the pendants... Well, I can't say that the pendants don't matter. If we have a really good seed, then we're going to be seeing all dungeons anyway.
Okay, so Dawnvenure is going to be heading onto this little bridge that we like to call the land bridge.
Yep, so this is another teleport where you're doing a teleport down onto a ledge here. It's possible to slowly climb up the ledge by using certain directions. Basically, just don't push up and you're good. You don't get locked. But as soon as you push up, you're going to be locked in place and you can't go anywhere without a save and quit. And anyone who's new to Go Mode Podcast or new to this category in general, you did see a sign on that land bridge. That sign has the winners of Overworld Glitches on it in the Overworld Glitches mode. So if you ever run a randomizer and you run the Overworld Glitches mode, it's going to have the winners from these tournaments listed on it. If you run other modes, you're going to see normal randomizer winners, or if you're doing vanilla, then there might, or not even vanilla, I think there's a normal randomizer mode where it's like, how did you even get up here is what the sign says.
A funny little thing that appears in the randomizer.
Yeah, it's something that the first couple of coders on the randomizer decided to put in as a fun treat once people started figuring out that you can get up onto that land bridge. And I would say that most of the tricks that we're seeing have been discovered for quite some time, and Zach is getting into a little bit of danger on one heart, but gets past those wriggly little worms, no problem. We have our second sword upgrade.
But handy.
Alright, so Zach is taking a save and quit and leaving. And so is Dawn, with a little bit of hesitation, realizing that he can't get over to Super Bunny Cave.
And it looks like from what Orange was saying that it looked like it was an attempted witch DMD, or whatever that DMD means.
Oh yeah, that might have been what it was, is that there is a way to clip off the mountain to get down to the witch from that side of the mountain. So that could have been the case. And okay, using dash and the shovel at the same time to do a shovel dash. A little bit of swag there, I guess. Grabbing a second mitt, so we're going to be able to lift everything, no problem.
So in a way, we're actually going to get no glitches Dark World access eventually.
Yeah, definitely. And now with the hammer and the glove, we can definitely get Dark World access really easily as soon as we get the Moon Pearl. I'm betting Moon Pearl at this point is going to be somewhere in the Dark World.
Yeah, it would be an interesting thing to find within the Dark World.
Now again, if you're new to this mode, it's very possible to find the Moon Pearl in the Dark World because you can get a link state called Super Bunny, which allows you to use all of your items in the Dark World even though you're still a bunny in the Dark World.
Yeah, and Super Bunny is often seen... Super Bunny, often, that's why the name Super Bunny Cave came to be, because you could actually open the two chests while you're in Super Bunny state.
Mm-hmm. And the way that works is whenever you fall down a hole or die inside of a dungeon, well, I'll explain it this way, because there's actually two different ways that it works. If you fall down a hole inside the Dark World, Link's state resets to basically being as Link, even though you're being shown as a bunny. For Dungeon Revival, it's different. If Aga 1 is still alive and you die in a dungeon, the game will revive you in the dungeon, and the game does a check and says, okay, Aga 1 is alive, but you're in a Dark World dungeon. You must have killed Aga 1, so we're just going to give you a regular Link state.
And we found our Moon Pearl, and that was out of Mini Moldern Cave.
Sad indeed. So yeah, I mean, now we have huge access to the world. We have tons of checks to do. It's going to be a matter of where each of these players end up going and what checks they're going to end up doing in what order. Now, let me ask you this question, Professor. What would you do in this situation? Would you continue on your light world checks and just do as much of the light world as you can, or would you dip right into dark world and start doing your dark world stuff?
Normally in this situation, I would, because we're playing Overworld Glitches, we still have a lot of in logic checks that we can do. I would be doing my remaining flipper slash flipper checks also leading to like Zora area and the like, and we're actually seeing some of that right now. If Dawnvenure heading over to the Zora area, not just only like approximately 300 rupees short to buy the Zora item.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Zora's Ledge can definitely still have something on it. Now, we don't have flippers. We did enable something called water walking here. I don't know the technical aspect of it. All I know is that you dash near a drop down, and if you are dashing through an entrance while you're dashing near that drop down, it basically confuses the game into thinking that you're on a different layer, is how I understand it. So that when you drop down onto the water, it then says, oh, well, you're not supposed to be here, but you're on a different layer, and now the game's confused, and it's like, you know what? You can walk on this. Whatever.
Yeah, and we did mention this before, that this actually is in logic, so yeah. And also fake flippers also is in logic.
Yeah. Fake flippers and water walking are both kind of similar. Obviously, water walking is a lot faster if you can do it. 300 down in King's Tomb, a whole lot of nothing. Now, me personally, I'd be looking for Mirror at this point, and the biggest reason I want to find Mirror right now is if I can find Mirror quickly, then I can combine my Dark World checks with my Light World checks using that Mirror.
Yeah, and it's also nice to have the mirror on hand in case you happen to die in a dungeon and you trigger fake Dark World.
I'm not too worried about fake Dark World mostly. I haven't seen it do anything too crazy. We're getting our first crystal and pendant check over in the Dark World over on Dawn's side. This is I would say, a very jet seed with the pendants and crystals that we have. We don't need to go to Misery Mire. We don't need to go to Swamp Palace. So we may not be seeing those medallions come into use, but that is going to depend on where our go mode items are.
And we already know where the hookshot ended up being. So, in a way, we don't have to worry about hovering GT or Modem 2 or anything like that. We can just get a hookshot, get our hookshot, which I believe it was out in the castle, if I remember this right.
I'd have to double check, to be honest. I have seed blur sometimes. I'm like, wait, where was hookshot?
So, in a way, now, the only time I would see Dawnvenure going over to get that hookshot, if it is in the castle, is if Dawnvenure finds the flute, or not the mirror, and ends up doing the pyramid ledge offset with the mirror.
Yeah, and the biggest reason that you want to find the mirror in order to do the castle at the same time is because you can do a neat little clip on the mountain where you basically put the mirror portal in a certain place and you're already screen wrapped. By doing this, the portal will actually appear down in Hyrule Castle, and you can take the portal all the way back into the Dark World and basically walk right through a fairy cave door without bombing it open.
And blink and you'll miss it. Dawnvenure already has their second crystal, getting a tempered sword off of Mafula.
That tempered sword is huge. All right, we're gonna see what's in Sasha's closet.
Now, vZakat did, I think it's vZakat, did not go and get the green pendant from off of the Lamolus. Dawnvenure did. Now, if Dawn ends up going over to Eastern and goes to check out Sashwala, I would imagine they would. I'd imagine they would have to probably turn that in as well.
Yeah, definitely, and see what's on that green pendant. That could be a go mode item. Now, Dawn did take a purposeful death just a few moments ago to warp to the beginning of Swamp Palace there. So it looks like they're kind of doing a backwards clear of Swamp Palace, where they start at Mothula and then go and check all the items.
And the good news is that we're on green mail, so that we don't have to. We can at least death warp a lot quicker. So, especially considering that those Gyptos only do 2 hearts damage.
Yeah, and especially with the amount of hearts that we have right now, it's definitely easy to take advantage of death warps. Alright, so Dawn is back on the mountain. I'm sorry, not Dawn. Zach is back on the mountain. I'm kind of betting, and I could be completely wrong here, I'm betting Zach is going to make a GT play right now.
This actually isn't a bad idea, considering that we have our hammer.
Yeah, and so, again, oh, and Moon Pearl was already gotten, so yeah, we could definitely get into GT. We have everything to full clear it. I mean, Master Sword Aga 2 really isn't that bad, but honestly, now Zach is actually going to be doing a Death Mountain Descent, just very quickly getting into the lower world here. I would say that was kind of swag points too, because you can definitely get to the Dark World over in Village of Outcast with what we have. Oh no, actually, the only way he can get to the Dark World right now, and I'm sorry, I don't know the pronouns, I should use they. The only way they could do it is Swamp Palace right now. They don't have Second Glove yet.
But they can also get to the more quicker way. Yeah, the quicker way is to grab the objects to get the meds and pull up the rock bump from Kakariko. But obviously Zach doesn't want to do that. It's because it's too slow. So doing a Death Mountain Descent is a lot quicker than to get into the Dark World than it is just to go to Kakariko and do that whole loop around to get to the pegs.
Yeah, I think it might be a little 6 to 1, half a dozen the other. I'd actually like to time it at some point, but yeah, I guess it depends on where you're starting, what items you actually have, you know, things like that. Looks like Zach is missing 1 item in Skull Woods, so we're still kind of wandering around Skull Woods. Or no, that's right. Zach is still clearing Skull Woods. Again, Seed Blur, trying to watch 2 different people play the same thing.
Okay, so Dawn is going to want to say go over to Ice Palace now.
Yep, this is looking like a Fake Flipper to get over to Ice Palace. So you can activate Fake Flipper a couple of ways here. I don't know if it would actually be faster to set it up on the screen transition or run up to Ice and then just get the boots, the water walk, and just run back over here. Actually, nope, Dawn's going up to Hobo the slow way.
Yeah, because Dawn didn't opted to go for the Zora area first. Didn't go to Hobo first.
So the faster way over here is actually the same way that you get to Hylia Island, except instead of screen transitioning down and taking that auto walk, you're going to use a bump on the ledge there, jump down, and then you're right on a screen transition. So you just get Fake Flippers right here next to Hobo, and then you are there. You just save and quit back out, and you're done.
And from my testing, it seems like it looks to be the same format or the same uh, bump that you would use for the funny auto walk trick for the Hylia Island, but you don't transition down.
Yeah, it's literally the same trick. It's the only difference is like you said, is you're doing a transition down to get to Hylia Island, but to get to Hobo, you're just walking up and jumping off the ledge at a certain point in order to water walk. Or I shouldn't say water walk, but fake flipper. Alright, here comes Ice Palace. Let's see what Ice Palace starts to yield us. We do need a... we are looking for a Red Cane. Red Cane is normally found in Ice Palace. That would be very nice French vanilla or vanilla find.
Would it be?
What do you mean? Would it be? they need Red Cane, right?
It would in my perception, it would be like, well, it's well. I thought Red Cane usually is in Mire, not Ice.
Oh, that's right.
Ice.
You're right. Red Cane's in Mire. I'm sorry. The blue mail. It's blue mail. That's nice. That's right.
Yeah, the dungeon. This is the dungeon before you get to the cane. Although, yeah, cane would be nice. Although to be fair, we have to do the normal routes, but by doing Ice Palace bomb jump.
Yep, so this is a very specific setup where you have to be on the right pixel to lay down the bomb, and then on the right pixel in order to get thrown over these activations over here.
And you're also avoiding the firepower as you come your way over. This is probably one of the most important tricks in No Major Glitches, the speed run. Prior to the discovery of Icebreaker, this was no doubt one of the most important tricks to learn in the randomizer as well. If you wanted to go through ice.
It looks like Zach is going to be setting up for the King's Tomb clip. Just missed it though, so they're gonna have to save and quit up the mountain to try it again.
That's to Dawn for pulling off the spin clip.
Yeah, definitely. Don's not ready to go fight Cold Stare yet. He's going back up.
The spin clip in particular is probably one of the mainly for swag, and it isn't really like used for anything to make the dungeon a lot quicker or anything. It's mostly a swag trick.
Yeah, there are definitely a few swag tricks in the game. So we're getting another map check from Zach just to double check where they want to go at this point. Alright, I believe that is everything outside of killing Cold Stare in Mire. So now Dawn's just gotta make their way back to Cold Stare.
Not yet. I think so. I think we haven't seen the left side yet.
Oh, you're right. We're missing where you normally get the. I think it's the map. I could be wrong.
You would get the big key from that left side.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like they're going to be using Dawn's going to be using the key to go over this left side.
All right, let's see what's in Hookshot Cave. Now, Dawn is still looking for Hookshot, so we know it's not Nice Palace, but let's see what Hookshot Cave has for us. So far, just some money. And a French vanilla blue mail in Ice Palace.
Yep, that is a blue mail. We're gonna get ourselves out of here. There's our big key. And Ether is can be used to open up Turtle Rock if you wanted to go this way, but go to the front. But we don't do that.
So Zach just did another jump off the mountain and actually did another funny auto walk in order to get over to Catfish.
And it only yielded 10 arrows.
Only 10 pointy things to use in your bow. Alright, so Cold Stare fight with no half magic. This can be a little dangerous, especially with no potions.
Yeah, you want to make your shots count if you want to at least soften them up a lot easier. But good start so far.
It is possible. It is possible to soft lock them in the, or I shouldn't say soft lock, but basically trap them in the corner and kill them with your sword. It's definitely not easy though.
No, it's not. But but Dawnvenure makes this make it look easy, and we have 3 crystals for Dawnvenure as Zach is in GT.
Yep. So we can almost full clear GT. The only thing that we're missing in order to full clear, oh, there it is, a bow on the torch. So yes, now we can full clear GT.
That actually is not too bad. That's not a bad placement for that bow. Because we can get the GT a lot quicker, a lot easier due to the GT clip that we saw Zach do.
Oh, that's right. We need red cane for right side. I always forget that there's that button that you need to hold down in order to get to the right side, and I don't know why I forget that.
So we are free to clear the top of the tower.
Correct. Well, that's assuming that the big key is somewhere on the left side.
Yeah, if the big key ends up in the left side, then we can actually climb the tower. If not, then we need a cane to get that big key.
Mm-hmm. It also could be possible that the red cane is somewhere on left side.
We got a flute.
We did get a flute. Not something that you're going to see our players use very often, although I guess with this many checks, it's possible.
In the context of Overworld Glitches, I like to see the flute as a convenience item than anything else. Because if you're in the light world and you're having trouble trying to set up glitches, having that flute on hand is nice if you need to reset.
So Zach is showing off on their side a no major glitches trick where you can use your red boomerang to hit those crystal switches to make getting across a little bit faster than using bombs. But it's really something that you need to nail on your first or second try, otherwise you're just burning frames.
To get a blue boomerang from that fire snake room.
Alright, and what's in the randomizer room?
Call it so because you don't normally see this room in the randomizer, and not in any vanilla runs. There's a big key.
Oh, and half magic too. So yep, top of tower is now in logic, so we can go and kill Aga 2 right now, no problem.
So that's good. That's good. If we find the cane up on the tower, we could end up going back into GT if we really wanted to get the right side.
Yep, and we got a nice little bonk to get over the teleport tile quickly, so you can get over here. Alright, Ice Armos, what are you holding for us? Anything good? Dawn getting their validation arrow. Their randomizer is now valid.
Okay then, we're going to see the Ice Armos fight now.
Have you not heard of validation arrow?
I have, and I don't want to comment on it any further than that.
In chat, if you are not already following Dawn or vZakat, please go and give them both a huge follow. Say hi in their chat. Wish them good luck. Use your favorite emote if they're on emote only mode, where I believe they should be. And just, show them some love. And also give my co-commentator here, Professor Renderer, a huge follow, and also MM2 NES Cartridge for tracking a huge follow as well.
Okay, we're starting to climb now. And like we mentioned, since we got our big key out of the randomizer room, we can climb this tower.
Yeah, so we're kind of hoping that right side isn't going to have anything of consequence at this point, so that we don't have to climb, or at least do the other half of GT. Oh, and this second Mimic Room can really heck you up. Zach's gotta be super careful now with only a quarter heart left.
Now, if they want to, they could end up going over to the safety room, and with the cape in hand, I can imagine just Zach is going to. Yeah, okay. He's going to go over this safety room. So he's going to get two fairies here. He'll eat them up because he doesn't have the bug nets to catch them, and we're already at full health.
Yep. Nom nom fairies. Get your what would we call that? Fiber diet?
I think so. I don't know. I think they're fairies, but then they spelled it with an F. At the time, they spelled it out with an F-A-E-R-I-E, and not like actual fairy like F-A-I-R-Y.
Mm-hmm. Let's get your votes in the chat. What are fairies made of? Is it fiber? Is it protein? Is it carbs?
I don't want to know exactly what fairies are made up of. Thank you very much.
Oh, a nice quick kill on the first Lamolus. Now we're going to be doing another. Oh, second Lamolus is down. We're definitely going into 3 rounds. And third Lamolus is down. Meanwhile, we have blind coming up. It looks like Dawn has practiced the blind script quite a bit. Oh, arrows to kill these mages is definitely a swag play.
Well, considering that we don't have Arcana Samaria, that's our only really good way to actually kill them, and as quickly as possible.
I kind of like using bombos, even though it's a little bit slower. But yeah, that's me.
Meanwhile, Dawnvenure has got the 4th crystal off of blind.
Yep, and we're still looking for an ice rod. We're still looking for a red cane. And Dawn is also still looking for a bow and a hook shot.
Out of the hammer pegs, we only find 3 bombs.
Got to appreciate Zach coming up 2 hearts into Gan's tower right now, being fairy in a bottle, super amazing. And there's our final armor upgrade.
That is definitely a nice pickup, a nice clutch fairy that they have in case he ever dies up on the tower. You can always just burn that potion at will. And just 3 bombs in the pre-Moldern 2 chest. Fighting Moldern 2 now. This will be a pretty quick fight. A spin and a slash is all you really need. Also, we got the book from out of the dig game.
Now that's going to be interesting to see where Book ends up taking Dawn, because both tablets require Book in order to get the item.
And we only found 50 rupees out of Moldarm 2's chest.
All right, here comes Aga 2 with only 2 hearts. Can Zach pull this off? Oh, gets a triple!
It may look like it may be a double actually because they hit in the same frame.
That was definitely a double on the second one. And a double on the third. No damage on Aga 2. Let's get some GGs in the chat for Zach, showing off GT Climb with super low life.
Definitely a very nice fight. Definitely a very nice run for Zach here.
Alright, and we're bonking across the Ganon pit because we can't fight Ganon without 7 crystals, and we're going to see what's on the pyramid. Gets a shield. This would be the time, if you had Mirror, to go and do Uncle, but unfortunately no Mirror yet.
Yeah, but we're going to be seeing Hype Cave coming from Dawnvenure right now, because we did see him do the clip from Meyer to the East Dark World area. There's flippers.
Yep, there's flippers in order to get logical Ice Palace access. I shouldn't even call it logical. Vanilla, no major glitches, logical Ice Palace access.
Yeah, I would just consider it as just no glitch, is Ice Palace access.
Although that flipper does kind of scare me a little bit, because that means now Swamp Palace is also in logic.
I don't think we have a mirror.
Oh yeah, you're right. We need the mirror as well.
Yeah, we would. Yeah, because we can't possibly go. We can't drain the swamp. We can't drain the floodgates. There's our final medallion as Ether. That was on Sahashrala himself.
Wait, what did Sarashla drop? I missed it.
Ether.
Oh, Ether. So now we have all 3 medallions. So that's kind of funny.
Ether... Go ahead.
That's kind of funny, having a medallion off of Lamolus and then a medallion off of the green pendant that Lamolus is holding.
So that being said, since we have our 3 medallions, we could open the front of TR rather if we really wanted to, because Ether was required for Turtle Rock if you wanted to go to the front. But obviously, since we are playing no major glitches, we have another way to get around there.
Yeah, I mean, the most important part with having the correct medallion to open up the front of Turtle Rock is if you end up clipping into the middle or into the back and the key logic is not playing nice with you. And Misery Mire requires Ether too, so that's a thing.
Kane could possibly be there.
Yeah, and that means that Lamolus is required if it is there. But yeah, we're still looking for Mirror, we're still looking for Ice Rod, we're still looking for Kane. Dawn making use of a no major glitches strat where you... Oh, there's Mirror in Eastern Palace.
Okay, so we now have Swamp Palace access at the ready.
Which, again, is no bueno that we have Misery Mire and Swamp Palace access, and Desert is required to get into Misery Mire. This is starting to look like a ped seed. The amount of items that are kind of lined up on pendants is starting to scare me.
Yeah, and with this, this definitely is kind of concerning. We can get every single. Well, let's say for the cane, obviously, we can clear 2 pendants. We know Dawn has already cleared 1. We can't go into Swamp. Dawn just needs to get the hook shot.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that Zach does have the flippers.
Yeah, Zach went and checked Hype Cave, so he definitely has flippers. Alright, here comes another Thieves Town check. We already know what's here. We know that I believe the big chest didn't have anything important in it. I don't exactly remember, but...
No, there wasn't anything in the big chest.
Yeah, so it would behoove Zach, with future knowledge, to just quick clear this, but our runners don't know what's here and what to check unless they're checking their own items and doing item counts as they go.
So here comes the mirror offset for Dawnvenure.
And combining that mirror offset with checking Graveyard is actually kind of an interesting play now that I'm thinking about it. Because you're checking this item while you're going down to Link's house at the same time. That's actually a pretty interesting play.
And we're also getting a bag of escape from Dawn. Now...
Nope, that's
Okay,
not Bag of Escape. That is a Houlihan.
Right, yeah, because with the clip, you're actually you set yourself up for the Houlihan clip.
Yep. So what's happening there is the Houlihan room is a debug room in Link to the Past, and the programmers put it there to make sure that if the camera and Link were to ever be out of sync with each other, that it would, anytime you drop down like a drop down, it would just automatically put you into that debug room. It was actually named after a Nintendo Power winner. His name is Chris Houlihan. I didn't know if anyone actually knew that.
I knew that about it too. Basically, how he was able to get his name in the room was that he found a war mech in Final Fantasy 1 for the NES, and that was supposed to be for a contest. And the first player, I think the first one to get the final war mech and send it in would get their name in a future Nintendo release for the NES. But it never came to be, and Chris Houlihan's name was put into The Link to the Past, albeit in a secret debug room.
Mm-hmm. Finally getting that hook shot out of Castle Tower. Or not Castle Tower, but Hyrule Castle. And it looks like Zach is going to be checking the big chest. So there must be one more item in the dungeon, and it's on blind, is what I'm guessing, and why both players went and checked here. I wasn't exactly paying attention to the dungeon logic.
I wasn't either, so my guess is that there was an item on the boss.
And again, for anyone who's kind of asking themselves, what do you mean by dungeon logic? Aren't we playing a randomizer? So every dungeon, unless you're playing on certain settings, has a big key, a map, a compass, and a certain number of small keys. Every other item is a prize item, whether that's a bottle or a hammer or, the items that we're actually looking for. Once you get the all the dungeon items and all of the small keys, then you know that the remaining items in the dungeon are prize items, and vice versa. If the prize item, if you get all prize items first, and you're missing dungeon items, then you know that the boss has to have a dungeon item on it.
Yeah, so in the case of Thieves Town, there's 4 prize items that can be found within Thieves Town. Things like Swamp Palace has 6 prize items, Turtle Rock has 5 prize items, and so on.
Yep. So a little bit of knowledge like that goes a huge way because it tells you how much you want to spend time in that dungeon. Especially if this ends up being an all dungeon seed, that can make or break your winning or losing in this race. All right, Dawn's going to be using the book and finding out what's on Ether Tablet. 300. Not money that we're looking for.
So, at this point, Dawn may be considering... Okay, he's going to Dark Depth Mountain.
Meanwhile, Zach is really utilizing this cape in places that really make sense. The shooter room is a huge place to use it in, just to save a little bit of time. And looks like Dawn might be checking the Hookshot Cave here in just a moment after checking the Super Bunny Cave. And Zach is going to be finding their mirror here in just a few moments, so I'm sure Zach's going to be super excited to get that.
Yeah, and we found out that the Pyramid Fairy did not have anything of worth from my judgment.
Yeah, I didn't see anything super exciting at Pyramid Fairy, unfortunately.
So, at this point, I might be going for a pretty ballsy play here, and I'm gonna say that say we're gonna go into Turtle Rock, and we're gonna be doing the clip to get there.
You know, and I think that you're right. Dawn's in the right place in order to go to Turtle Rock right now. We definitely can do a lot of Turtle Rock, even without the Red Cane. Looks like we're hopping down the mountain, though. So, where's Dawn going is the question.
GT.
Oh, okay. Yep, that makes sense, too. Yeah, the downside to going into Turtle Rock right this second would be that it's less checks than GT. And it is a crystal that needs to be cleared, but without Cane and without ice, it's a very risky play. Oh, using the cave to pick up the pot, that makes sense.
And some nice use of spin speed or hook speed in this case, to get to that room a little bit quicker.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Dawn's going to be climbing the same side of GT that Zach has already checked. So we already know what items are here. We know the big key is here. I believe Dawn will go and clear Aga 2 at this point just to unlock Ganon. And I'm guessing both players are going to hope that they don't find a red cane and then are doing an Ice Rod hunt where Ice Rod could be in GT.
Yeah, so I still would put it in. I would probably say still go to TR after this. Dawn to get the flute.
Yeah, but again, I mean, it's really scary to think that Swamp Palace, Misery Mire, and Desert Palace are all in Logic right now. I mean, that's all three pendants in Logic. Ped is looking very, very tasty right now.
The only thing of note, the only thing though, is that Kane is required for Misery Mire.
That is true. But
So
we still need an Ice Rod. So Ice Rod locked Ped is possible.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's possible on Ped. If the Ice Rod is found, then Ped's dead.
Yep. So yeah, that's what we're hoping for, is finding Ice Rod anywhere in any of the dungeons before finding Red Cane. And even then, like, an Ice Rod in right side GT would also be kind of not fun, but, you know, it's in Logic.
Or seeing Zach doing Pod. And this one's not too bad either. It's 5 crystals. You can get to 5 crystals, 5 items. Excuse me. And it's not a bad choice either.
I think it's a. Is it a better choice than Turtle Rock? Turtle Rock has a ton of small keys.
Both have equal amounts of prize items at 5. While yes, Turtle Rock Pod has key logic, where it's you can find up to, at the minimum, 4 keys in the front, at maximum 5.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest, and then the rest can just be, if you have 3. How I see it is, if you have all the keys by the time you're finished up with the Dark U room, you'll go to the Harmless Hellway and get an item that way.
Now, I just kind of want to point out on Dawn's side that Dawn actually ended up skipping the big chest, it looked like. I don't think they went up to the big chest and grabbed it before mirroring out of Ice Armos. Oh, they did? Okay, I just missed it then.
Yeah, they did. They went to do the big chest first, and then they went to the big chest. They went to do the big chest first, and then went over to Ice Armos.
Yep. Which
Can there be 6 keys in the front? If there was 6 keys in the front, then I've never seen it before. Like, I've never seen 6 keys in the front.
I know I've seen a lot of keys in the front when I've played.
Yeah, basically what that is that you, at the minimum, you can only find 4 small keys.
Powder.
Powder.
Another key.
So, from what I've gathered, it looked like there was 5 keys in the front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which means that we're going to be finding a lot of items in the back here.
If we get our 6th here...
Oh, there's Ice Rod.
Oh, okay, just need Cane for go mode.
Yep, so now we're just looking for Red Cane. Right side of GT is now eliminated as a possibility. The 3 pendants are now eliminated as a possibility, with the exception that the boss could still be holding the Red Cane on any of those pendant dungeons, except for Misery Mire.
Okay, looks like we. Okay, seems like Zach didn't. I didn't realize that if there was a side 5 key, so opening up the Harmless Hellway revealed that it was a key for a key.
And I guess let me also correct myself as well. We know that Lamos has a medallion on him.
That being quick.
Mm-hmm. Silver arrows.
That will definitely come in handy for the Ganon fight.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say that all of our runners are experienced enough in order to not find the silver arrows. It's not a fun fight, but I believe everyone's experienced enough to do it. But silver arrows makes the fight a breeze. Zach is gonna need to get some arrows here in order to kill these mimics. So I'm betting that we're gonna push this statue up, go into the room, and actually pick up the pots before killing the mimics, unless Zach's not paying attention to their ammo count. Yep. Kill the first one, grab some more arrows, call it a day.
And Dawn's going to pick up the 50 rubies from Mouth of Moldern 2. Still looking for their go mode.
Yeah, I mean, this is still anyone's game to win or lose. I would say at this point, Zach is definitely a little bit ahead as far as where in the logic we are. But again, we could be. This is still anyone's game. Finding that red cane, whoever gets it first, is going to be a fun thing to think about.
Yes, I do agree on this. So, and the good news with this too is that once, since both players are going to be completing GT right here, at this point you could really, once you're done with this, you can just go ahead and get over to the pyramid after you get all your 7 crystals.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's an interesting thought, because I have seen it before. Red cane can be in Turtle Rock. There are limited places it can be, but it can be there. Now, if you're just coming into chat and you're not sure where you are, you're not sure what is happening right now, well, let me welcome you to the Go Mode podcast. This is the Link to the Past randomizer Overworld Glitches Tournament with mentors assisting. So what that means is that we've invited players who either have tried a few tricks but are not familiar with them, or are good Link to the Past players for what we would call no major glitches, and have wanted to learn what's called Overworld Glitches, which is what this tournament is. It's all Overworld Glitches. So the more up and down, hopping off of glyphs and mountains that you see on the Overworld, the better. So if you haven't checked us out, please join the Discord. Please check out the podcast that is put out.
Yeah, the hosts of the Goma podcast are Tim, Herpy Derpy, and Dancy. Definitely want to give them a listen. It's a really nice, podcast for those who are looking to get into, learn about Link to the Past randomizer and all of its different things that the randomizer is known for. While that we were talking about it too, Zach had activated the flute.
Yep, and grab the bottle check while we were here. Unfortunately, no red cane yet.
The powder does also let us do magic bad, which is exactly what Zach is going to do now.
Yeah, I don't blame Zach for doing these little one-off checks, looking for red cane. It really could be anywhere. And I can totally understand not wanting to jump into Turtle Rock to look for it, and definitely can understand not wanting to jump into Swamp to look for it.
So Swamp is I would say it is a nice choice to make. I would say that because of the fact that we have 6 items inside Swamp, making it bigger than making it an item more than Turtle Rock. Zach picking up um, the the Titan's Mitts. I don't know why I blanked on the name for a second. Okay, we are seeing a an ice dip for Zach. We know there's not going to be anything of note there. So the two are overlapping their checks.
Yep, so we're doing ice for pod right now.
So as the two are overlapping their checks and donning the ice rod, at this point I want to just start theory crafting here. Do you either go Swamp or Turtle Rock?
In Zach's position, I would actually go to Swamp first, just because it's right next to Ice Palace and it's easy enough to clip right over to it from Ice Palace. But even with the items, he's not going to need to clip over there. So it's probably the closest dungeon. It's also the one that you can full clear if you absolutely needed to full clear something looking for Ice Rod. Turtle Rock is definitely a little bit more of a risky play because there's fewer checks that you can get to without the red cane.
So we're gonna see a kill of Helmasar King here.
Yep, we're gonna get the Helmasar King down. We're gonna be doing a bomb jump across Ice Palace. Utilizing that cape again to just dodge damage where possible. And this is a different route than what Dawnventure took in order to get to Ice Tea. Or, I'm sorry, not to Ice Tea, but to get to the right side of Ice Palace. I thought they were going to be going to Ice Tea.
Ice Tea is actually a little bit, is actually the one below the giant ice rink where you go over to the orange bar is to get over to the right side or the left side. No, not right side of ice.
Yeah, when Zach dropped down to the ice rink, that's the play I thought they were going to do, but then they just went into these couple of checks over here first.
So we're starting a Helmasar King fight for Dawnvenure.
So far, we have a friendly Helmasar. Oh, nope, starting to shoot fireballs. I spoke too soon, but breaks the mask just in time.
Yeah, you're able to cancel the fireballs during a transition, like the mask breaking. So that will be the 5th crystal for Dawnvenure.
Right, you are. And it looks like we're not going to be checking Ice Tea or the big chest for Zach's side. We're just going right into Cold Stare. This is going to be a much more comfortable fight for Zach than it was for Dawn. Having half magic, having a lot more hearts. Granted, you know, it's not that bad once you use Bombos on this boss. Oh, look at these quick kill strats. That's a quick kill Cold Stare right there.
Excellent fight for Zach. It is very It is flawless. A flawless fight for Zach.
Yeah, I don't think it could have gotten much better than it just did. Yeah. I'm sure there were a couple of frames here or there that someone who is very good at this type of fight could have done a little faster, but yeah, very, very few frames to lose there. Alright, Zach is going over to Kakariko Village. Meanwhile, Dawn is finally clearing out Eastern Palace. So this is an interesting play. I'm kind of wondering where Zach is going at this point. This is an interesting going into Dark World. Trying to figure out where we're going now. Oh, we haven't done hammer pegs yet.
We've seen it. We've seen it from Dawnvenure.
Right, but on Zach hasn't done hammer pegs yet, is what I meant.
Yeah. So, and Dawnvenure has the 6th crystal.
So Espeon coming in with the knowledge, you can save a few frames with a different setup. It's a double poke dash, but it's a little harder to pull off in comparison to what Zach just showed off.
Okay, so at this point, oh, Zach is actually doing the switching.
You know, and this is not a bad time to do it while you're right here. You grab the smith, pull him over, you have the mirror. And this is something that Dawn hasn't done yet either, and I'm not sure if that's where Dawn is going. Or if Dawn's going somewhere. Oh, turning in the bottle. Haven't done that yet.
And possibly activating the flute if Dawn hasn't done it already.
Mm-hmm.
Smith's only giving out bombs. And yeah, this is going to be a flute activation for Dawn.
Yep. And we'll see if Dawn's going to follow Zach through this and, you know, do the Smith chain. Alright. I'm wondering why Zach and otherTom are not just mirroring to the light world and taking advantage of their flute to flute down to 7 and turn in this chest. I guess if you want to hoof it, you can hoof it, but it's definitely slower. And yep, Dawn is doing the same thing. We don't want to go to Turtle Rock if we can help it for both of these runners. But I want to say that would be the play to make, is go into Turtle Rock and just see what's there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Going to Turtle Rock is pretty much the one thing you maybe want to do now. Just get it out of the way, and then just once, if that's not there, then your next best bet is Swamp.
Mm-hmm. Both tablets have been collected. Unfortunately, neither have anything important. Espeon coming in saying that Turtle Rock is a super gamble, so it might not be a good play to make. We'll see. We're about to go into Swamp Palace, so let's see what's in Pendant Swamp.
This is the so this will make or break the this can either put Zach way ahead in the lead, or it will put Zach way far behind. Now that being said, we did see both players are at 6 crystals apart. So depending on if Dawn ends up going into Turtle Rock, one of these two will come out with the cane.
Alright, we're going down to 7 on Dawn's side, so I think we're going to turn in the chest, and then let's see if we're going back to Dark World. Okay, check Bombo's tablet, do a quick ledge clip to get up to Bombo's really easily. Alright, we're doing another hair clip, coming back up to hair, top of mountain. Looks like Dawn is going to make the Turtle Rock play.
Once again, this will make or break this run. If the cane is in Swamp, then it's Zach's race to lose. If Dawn finds the cane in Turtle Rock, then it's Dawn's race to lose.
Definitely, yeah. So this is oh nope, there's Red Cane in Swamp. We're mirroring the heck out of here, and we're going right to Turtle Rock.
All right, we're in go mode now. This, and I pretty much just called it over here. It is now Zach's race to lose.
Yep, and Turtle Rock is the last crystal dungeon that Zach needs in order to finish the game. So this is going to be a quick big key check to look for the big key, and then as soon as we get that big key, we can just mirror wrap to Laser Bridge and hopefully have a small key as well to open up the door and get into Trinix.
Oh yeah, because there is 2 ways to get into Turtle Rock. Run me through what the mirror wrap is all about.
So mirror wrapping is kind of like the bottle adventure, which we actually haven't seen. So let me explain how they both work. Basically what happens is that you're going to line up on a screen transition with either a mirror or a bottle. In this case, a mirror wrap would use a mirror. And if you mirror and screen transition at the same time, it puts Link in a weird state where you're now suddenly in this kind of like divided world, where you can kind of see like half the screen on one side and half the screen on another side. And you're actually somewhere else completely on the map. It's the same as doing a map wrap, just with a mirror instead.
Although Zach looks like he's actually opted to go for the spin speed method instead of the mirror wrap method.
And that's definitely, I believe, the right play to make. There's a lot more checks that you can get by doing the spin speed method first. If you did Laser Bridge first, you're really doing a huge gamble, hoping that the big key and a small key are on Laser Bridge.
Now, since we're running with, since we're going into Turtle Rock from a different method than what you're normally how you're supposed to get in, how does that affect key logic in some degree?
So we're seeing it here over on Zach's side. We got in on the ledge by Mimic instead of through the front, and the way that affects key logic is the only keys that you can find are on the pokey at the side there and I believe there's only one other one. If for some reason the one other one isn't there, and that's this key right here that we just collected, you're trapped in that Chomp Chomp room, and you have to mirror back. I think the only other way to get through is through the front at that point. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I don't exactly remember which of the rooms you get trapped in, but it is possible to get trapped at the front of Turtle Rock if the keys don't play in your favor.
Okay, Dawn is heading over to Hookshot Cave through another boots clip.
Yep, so that was just another screen wrap to jump down the mountain a little bit and jump onto the top of the floating island, walk through the cave that's right there, and that's actually a really easy transition to get up to Turtle Rock. And now we're clipping back down the mountain. Oh, we haven't done catfish yet for this side.
Yeah, catfish is yet to be picked up here.
At least for Dawn.
Right. So without any keys that we found from the front, we know that the big chest has the big key.
Well, you mean the...
Or big key chest.
Yeah,
the chest.
It could be a vanilla big key, yeah.
Was one more off.
Yeah, and that's the gamble we could have taken earlier. Getting that small key early is just going to vanilla big key instead of going through the front like we did.
Over on Dawnvenure's side, we found our final sword upgrade, the gold sword.
Yep, so we've pretty much found everything that there is to find in the sea. We know where the bug net is, we know where the cape is. I don't think we've seen the mushroom, and that's about it. We have everything else.
We have the mushroom over on Zach's side. The only thing that we're missing is just another shield.
Oh yeah, okay. A shield and one more bottle if you're really looking for a hundo.
Hundo inventory, yes. So after Zach finishes up the Trinex fight, he's going to go and drop down to Ganon with only tempered sword and silvers. This will be a pretty bog standard Ganon fight.
Mm-hmm. Now, chat, we're going to be coming up to credits here fairly soon. I want to see your guesses in chat. What do you think is actually on pedestal? We do get to see it in the credits, so make your guesses.
I'm going to go for the most obvious option and say it's just rupees.
Just some couch cash.
Dawn is heading for Swamp Palace. He will be getting the Chaos Mario here, but by the time that happens, Zach is almost about to finish off Trinex and eventually head over to Ganon's tower. Ganon himself.
I really like this method that Dawn uses to get to the small key right there. I've been kind of using that recently, the hammer dash to get through those skulls.
It's actually slower to do it. I've done it before in the past, and I remember hearing something to the effect of it's actually slower to do the hammer dash.
And actually, that kind of makes sense because even if you get first try, you still have to wait for the dash wind up. Now, again, if people are new to this mode and they're not sure what's happening, just to kind of quickly explain item dash, there are certain items that, for whatever reason, you're allowed to hold out while you're dashing. Hammer is one of them. I believe the cane is one of them, the red cane. We saw that a little bit earlier on Zach's side. He was using a cane dash to quickly get through the back of TR and fight Trinex. Hookshot is technically one of them, but hook dashes are different than other item dashes. Instead of holding the item out and it being active the entire time, it actually just activates spin speed.
So we're now on Ganon.
Yep, getting some good hits. We're already on phase 2. We're going to take advantage of our hookshot for temporarily invincible and just get as many sword hits on him to push him into phase 3 quickly.
And because of the fact that we actually ended up doing GT first, that's why we're able to go over to Ganon right away, as if we were playing fast Ganon or something. And looks like Dawn is opting to go for the mirror clip, but doesn't get it, gets stuck, has to save and quit.
Yeah, if you don't know how to do that mirror clip, you can get stuck very easily. And Ganon is dead over on Zach's side. Good game to Zach. All he's got to do is walk through that door. Now, again, this is something that many people may not know about. Even after you kill Ganon, if you jump down that pit, the Ganon fight resets and you cannot get the Triforce.
Yeah, you want to be careful of that, but Zach has crossed, and he will be finishing with the victory here. First place with a divisional race time by GG time of 1:33.24. GG's to Zach and otherTom.
All right, let's see if they're going to be coming in for an interview here in just a moment or two.
And here's that mirror wrap we were talking about from earlier. It even messes up the little silhouette transition.
I cannot ask the racers if I didn't join the chat in time, I guess. MM2, I don't know if you're still in that room, or if someone still in that room wants to ask them if they want an interview.
Dawn has knocked down phase 2. We'll be coming into the Ganon fight pretty soon. Actually, just needs to knock down the Trinex head, and there we go.
Yep, so Trinex is now down. All Dawn needs to do is go finish out Ganon and call it a day. This is actually not that far off from second place here. We're only looking at 2 minutes difference having Trinex down. With silver arrows and a golden sword, Ganon's going to be super fast. We're probably only going to see a difference of, I would guess, a couple of minutes.
Yeah, and it really just came down to just the one check you gotta make. Zach ended up going into Swamp at the right call. Dawn went into Turtle Rock, did not find anything, had to leave, and then Zach just did it in all one fell swoop, and that pretty much decided it.
Yeah, definitely.
analyze it, how one check can decide the entire race when it comes down to just those one of two locations in this very late game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right you are. Alright, so we're going to be joined by otherTom and Zach in just a moment. Alright, otherTom,
Hello.
Zach, how'd you guys do? How'd you guys feel about that seed?
I felt pretty good about it, honestly. I guess I was kind of... There were a few times I would focus on one thing and I would totally forget something like, Super Bunny Cave. I just completely forgot. And I was like, oops.
Yeah, a couple of double visits, but I believe both runners, your competitor also had to do a couple of double dips in places because either items were being a little funky or just, yeah.
But yeah, overall, I feel pretty good about this seed. This is my new record for finishing a seed, 133.
Oh, congrats on the new PB.
Thank you.
Now,
Definitely a really good time.
what were your thoughts going into the end game when Red Cane was the only thing left? Did TR ever cross your mind, or were you like, no, we're definitely going to Swamp?
I was definitely going to Swamp, because without Samaria, it was just there's only like 2 or 3 checks you can do, so like TR was pretty much never on my mind. So it was either doing a whole bunch of overworld checks or just dipping Swamp. And I considered going to beat Land Mullahs for the green pendant and the one item on there, but I just went for the density.
Yeah, and that
And
definitely makes sense.
That'll do it for Dawnvenure. GG's in the chat, and just finishing with the official race time, that GG time of 1:38.24, so exactly 5 minutes apart from each other.
Nice.
And we are joined by Dawn and Malmo. How are you two doing today? What did you get to think of this seed?
It was pretty good until I had a Canis Samaria hunt.
Yeah, KS Mario Hunt can definitely be painful.
It really just came down to those last two options. It ended up being Swamp on our side. It was just only Swamp and Turtle Rock.
Yeah, we had a Misery Mire and Swamp left.
Yeah, and I mean, you basically found every major item in the game between the two of you. So this is definitely a good seed for finding literally everything.
Kind of curious, where was Ether?
Ether was
So-
under
Monster
Lamolus. Yeah.
Oh no.
Was it
Looks like
Green
not
Pendant?
going there saved us.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was
Green
Green
Pendant.
Pendant. Yeah,
Green Pendants.
Yeah.
that was
so, what's funny is Lamolus was holding Quake, and the green pendant that Lamolus had led to Ether.
Oh, that's why I couldn't remember. It was both of them
Oh,
were
both.
medallions. Oh, that's silly. So when we played a seed last night that had green pendant Landmo as our go mode for most of us, so it was a little bit spooky to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would have been really something to talk.
I'm curious what the other team did that differently.
So the big play, I think, at the end was Zach and his mentor decided to hit Swamp first instead of going to TR. That was basically like if Red Cane was in TR, you guys would have won. If Red Cane was in Swamp, which is where it was, then Zach would have won.
Now you have to do that section of TR anyway to get the key, but you do waste a little bit of time going down to Catfish and so on.
Mm-hmm.
The mirror clipping is a little bit slow.
Yeah, so I mean, both racers were pretty even right there. It was just a matter of where the Red Cane ended up being that decided the race.
Yeah, and it was just that Zach went into Swamp first. That really just decided it.
Sometimes you just get randoed, I guess.
And I mean, it's not a bad time to be thinking about. I mean, like my co-commentator said, Professor, it's only a 5-minute time difference. It was really close. You're talking only like a couple of checks there.
This was actually our first race in week 2 that had a time difference less than 15 minutes. So I hope you guys had a good show on the restream. 5 minutes is pretty short for Overworld Glitches just because of how divergent it can get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this will be an interesting watch.
I'm
Yeah,
definitely excited to rewatch this.
I'll be rewatching this in chat too if you want to join.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to have you guys rewatch it with us. So, chat, thank you so much for coming by. Once again, my name has been Cinaeth. I have been your commentator and your restreamer. Professor Renderer, my co-commentator, thank you so much for stopping by and asking questions. MM2, thank you so much for the tracking that you provided for us today. And thank you to Go Mode Podcast for hosting and making sure that everyone is having a lot of fun.
Yeah, please be sure to follow Zach and Dawnvenure. They've put on an amazing performance. Also, please give both otherTom and Malmo a follow, along with the crew that Cinaeth has kindly provided shout outs for. Definitely, we've done a really nice job, and I've been really excited about this tournament since it first got announced.
All right, everyone. We are headed off. Malmo, did you want to say anything before we head off?
No, I was just going to thank the comms. Thank you, especially Cinaeth, for putting this together so quickly. I gave you, 1 hour notice, and it wasn't even on the race schedule, so it was a complete surprise to everybody involved.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we're heading off. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Take it easy, everybody.